I mean, it's still like competing is extremely fun, and practicing as well, like in scrims, seeing results, and even though it's practice, it's still like a competition in the practice itself. Like it feels good to win scrim games even. And yeah, like the dream of like being back on the big stage again is a big factor, right? Like it's what I want to work towards, and also seeing like how I can do in this different region. Like
Yeah.
being able to play in the EMEA Masters now, like would be a really good opportunity, and hopefully I can make it happen.
Hello, we are here with another podcast with one of our new League of Legends players, Tore, our new support. Tore, how do you feel today?
Feel very good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's not your first time in Hamburg.
No, been there maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, 2017 winter, I think. When I with Rocket. Yeah, it was. Don't remember much of the city, but I remember where we were for a small time. That was very nice.
Yeah, yeah, I was also there back then,
Yeah.
so we're going. I think no, it was not my first year in LEC or EULCS back then, but it was
Mhm.
your first
Yeah.
year. Uh, let's talk about that. How do you feel that the scene developed since then?
I would say, I guess in a good way at least. I don't know much else. I think like how they changed for the ERLs. Like I like it, but maybe for this year they should have done something a bit different, like with the allocation of some spots, and maybe they could give EU Masters like some, I mean, bigger incentive to win it. Like
Yeah.
if they were to like give a
World
a
spot?
world spot, that would be quite cool. Like I think a lot of people would want that, and yeah, I don't know. I don't see the reason for them not doing it since it's a quite big region
Mm.
overall. But gotta let the Riot do what they want to.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be fair to the other regions, right?
Yeah,
If
imagine EU Masters team with the Stomp NA or something. That'd be
you,
funny.
you have to get used to the EMEA Master
Yeah, MEA,
name, right?
yeah,
It's called
it's
EMEA
new.
Master now since they changed it. And yeah, what have you been doing since then? I mean, after
Uh-huh.
you left our team back then, yeah, you went to what was it? Excel was
No,
next.
Splice.
Splice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then you went to Worlds.
Hmm.
That must have been an experience, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. I think it was just as how I envisioned it to be. Like I hoped that it would be in another region because like it was in EU for the only time I was there. So yeah, I would much prefer if it was in Asia or something. But yeah, it was insane experience. Like playing and scrimming against so many Asian teams and
Hmm.
just playing against teams which I guess never really heard of, and getting stomped a bit at first, and yeah, learning a lot from it.
So that was
Yeah,
2019.
2019.
So Berlin, Madrid, Paris, right?
Yeah. Paris was the finals, I think,
Yeah,
which we didn't go to.
yeah. I think I saw you play. You were
Yeah.
with Niski in the team, right?
No,
No,
no.
Niski was in Cloud9.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
and
had Humanoid.
oh yeah,
Yeah, Visichachi, Cirque, Kobe.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't recommend the Asia experience during COVID.
Yeah, I can
With the
imagine.
lockdown of 2 weeks, that was
Mm.
a bit tough. But yeah, overall, that world was kind of nice. I think like the whole branding and
Mm-hmm.
marketing
Yeah.
was like white and gold, and the
Yeah, it
stage
was
was
crazy.
very nice. And yeah, I remember back then there was so many Chinese fans. Did you play any Chinese
Yeah,
teams
we
on
played
stage?
against FPX. I think twice,
Okay.
twice or three times maybe. And I think we went 1-2 or 1-1.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
beat them. You
yeah,
beat them,
we
right?
beat them actually. Yeah, I remember in an interview, someone from FPX said that we were the best European team. So
Oh, okay.
feels very good.
Of course,
Yeah, I just
because
remember.
because they lost against you. I
Yeah,
have
I
to
think
say it, right?
they had to. But yeah,
But
I remember playing as Doimbi, and when he was like playing
mm,
Rice back then, he was going crazy, like farming for like 20 minutes. He had like 300 CS, and I don't know, it was crazy. Like that team was
mm.
so good back then.
but it felt like a home game for them, right? Because I remember I went
Yeah.
there for a match with a Chinese team,
Hmm.
and there were like 80% Chinese
Yeah.
fans.
I don't know. Like the Chinese fans are crazy. Like the amount of support and the cheer you hear, like whenever they
Mm.
they make a play or something, you always hear like the Chinese fans roaring, and yeah, it must be nice for them to have that kind of support, I guess.
Yeah. So what would you say was the one thing that you learned from Worlds, like that made it very clear to you that that's like the highest level of league?
I mean, I guess the pressure, like the mental resilience, because I remember like screaming and just getting stomped and yeah, like it being very rough mentally, and like having to realize that you're very good in the region you came from, but when you come there, it's like the best from everyone. So you kind of have to, I guess, adapt and realize that you're no longer like one of the best ones, right? And kind
Mm.
of, I guess, should have come into scrims with a more or with a lower expectations, and
Mm.
actually expect to get stumped a bit.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think it was also like a huge clash of styles, right? Because you guys were like very slow, right?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
were
yeah.
like scaling.
Yeah, we were a very slow team, and I guess a bit reactive. And yeah, playing against some of the other ones, it was quite tough because we just got rolled over a bunch of times.
Mm. Yeah, you just have to play fast
Yeah,
against
yeah.
those Asian teams. Um, but let's talk about MOUZ now.
Mhm.
You arrived here.
Yeah.
How did the whole process develop? Like, how did you get into like MOUZ?
Mhm.
Did we came to you? Did you came to us?
Yeah.
Like for
Uh,
fans, they probably don't know how the process
mhm.
looks like because yeah, what they see is players are tweeting
Yeah.
looking for a team, right? So yeah, maybe you can
Mhm.
elaborate on that.
Oh yeah, so I talked with Domby because he was going to be the coach, and from previous team where I worked with him on Mad Lions, he knows what I can do and
Mm.
what I bring to the team. Even though our last like team results were pretty bad, I think he still had faith in me, knowing what I can do. Yeah, he just contacted me, let me try out for the team, and it was kind of a good fit right away because they had some players locked in, and I would say like I worked pretty well with them, and he knew what he would want in that role, and I guess kind of yeah like realized pretty early that it was me he wanted, and I saw a good fit in that as well, and kind of yeah I guess the MOUZ like kind of shined out from other teams.
Mm. What what do you think about when you hear the name MOUZ or MOUZ Sports?
I guess there's some difficulty with how it's spelled, with the Z, or if you're
With the Z,
supposed to say
yeah.
like mouse, like the animal or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I guess I've always been like a CS:GO fan as well.
Mm.
So the name Mouse Sports like kind of it's very old, and it's kind of like classic esports to me. So it feels good
Mm.
to be part of like I guess like an old org like this.
Yeah, I think they did the Z because you could only use 4 letters
Yeah,
for
yeah,
clan
true.
tags, so they had to do something with that. Um, so now we have like I think a very good team composition,
Hmm.
right? There's like two veterans, I would
Yeah.
say, with you and Senkox,
Hmm.
with words experience,
Yeah.
and then like these three, not so young. Actually, I checked up the ages. Like
Hmm.
Kinetic is the same age as you, but
Yeah. Yeah, but still like a
yeah,
young player with like how with experience wise, right?
exactly. But it's weird to see, right? Like you have like
Hmm.
all this ton of experience, and then Kinetic like
Hmm.
playing more like in ERLs.
Yeah, yeah, I started quite early.
So let's talk about your teammates. Like
Hmm.
let's go from top to bottom. Like
Yeah.
can you say some things about your teammates?
Yeah, I mean Carlson is extremely young. He's like 16. I think he turned 17 today actually. So happy
Oh,
birthday
okay.
to him. But yeah, crazy like how I see because like when I look at young players, I kind of think of how myself was like. It's very different to him. Like I feel like he's more mature, like especially with the way he communicates in game. He's very stable and I don't know, like not acting like a child at all, or yeah, just very mature already in his age. So I think he has like very nice potential. Like word gets used a lot, but yeah, like I
Mm.
see the way he works, and I see no signs of like any like bad habits already. And of course, he's not perfect, right? He has a lot of things he can work on, right? But I see a lot of like potential for him to be like a really good player. And I guess for Alex, yeah, me and him, we played before in 2021 summer, and we clicked really well early. Like I feel like we have some connection, being able to speak the same language already, right? And yeah, he is very hardworking, and it's very motivating to have players like this on your team. And we also get along like really well out of the game, like having a lot of nice banter and
Mm.
just yeah, chilling a lot. And for Sankooks, I played against him a lot in the past, I guess, in LCS. So yeah, I know what he brings to the team and like how good he can be, and also like having another experienced player on your team, like not having to be the one kind of leading the team alone is kind of
Mm.
it's a good feeling, right? So hopefully we'll be able to use that for like a good boost to the team in the start.
Mm.
And Kinetic as well, I feel like we clicked very well early on. I feel like he respects my opinions a lot, and kind of is very eager to hear what I have to say and like my thoughts on things. So it's very nice having players that kind of they meet you in like a good way, that they want to learn from you and like listen to you. You know, it feels like it's like a joy to be able to work with players like this.
Mm. And yeah, let's maybe talk a bit more about Kinetic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when was like the first time you met him? Like, maybe in solo queue or something like that.
I mean, we probably played against each other a ton of times in solo
Mm.
queue. I don't really remember anyone or like any particular time, but yeah, like I've seen, I've probably scrimmed against him before as well when he was playing for Eins, maybe even Schalke. So I know how good he can be, and him being like a good teammate as well is kind of a good sign already.
Mm. Let's talk about you a bit as well.
Mm.
I mean, you kind of brushed on it already with the like this new system of ERLs, which
Mm-hmm.
is very good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, back in the days, right? If you're not in ULCS, it's
Yeah.
a bit doomed.
Yeah, the January series
Yeah,
was a bit rough.
you got a chance now in the ERL again. What drives you? Like, what motivates
Mm-hmm.
you to keep playing?
I mean, it's still like competing is extremely fun, and practicing as well, like in scrims, seeing results, and even though it's practice, it's still like a competition in the practice itself. Like it feels good to win scrim games even, and yeah, like the dream of like being back on the big stage again is a big factor, right? Like it's what I want to work towards, and also seeing like how I can do in this different region. Like being
Mm,
able to play in the EMEA Masters now, like would be a really good opportunity, and hopefully I can make it happen.
mm. So you're still aiming for
Yeah, yeah,
getting back into
for
LC?
sure.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of a realistic career path
Hmm.
nowadays, right? To just be a veteran in the
Hmm.
ERL, to
Yeah.
develop like young talents. I think that could be also satisfying, right?
Hmm.
Like you helping
Yeah,
other to reach their dreams that you
yeah,
already
it's
see.
for sure like satisfying to work with people and like have them listen and learn from you and like seeing them grow. I guess like a parent, but
Mm,
for sure I gotta think a bit selfishly as well. Like I wanna make it back as well.
mm. Uh, Senkos, did you talk with him before he joined MOUZ now as well?
Yeah, yeah, I mean I've spoken to him a couple times before and as well like many years ago.
Mm,
Haven't really seen him in the like after Rogue, I guess he was. He
yeah,
played in some ERLs after then as well. So yeah, like he goes way back. Like he was playing back in 2016 or 2017, like when they qualified with Dignitas EU, I think it was,
mm,
with the full Danish team. Like I remember watching back then and like being like excited to watch the games. I felt
yeah.
like they were a good team and like very fun to watch. So for sure, like I know about his career a lot.
Mm. So you've been here in Hamburg since Sunday, which is today's Thursday, so 4 days
Hmm.
already. Uh, can you maybe like talk about how a boot camp looks like in
Yeah.
the ERL system?
Yeah, so usually like you have an office you rent or whatever, and you have like a practice room where you spend, I guess, like when you're not sleeping, or eating, you're in that practice room because it's a boot camp, right? Like you're going hardcore at it, and it's for like a short period of time because you really want to like get a good start or whatever, and then we have the Christmas break. Yeah, it's a rough practice. The first day we had an extra long day, and you feel it kind of getting to you. So it's important to get good enough sleep and I guess like be ready because it's tough.
Mm. So how are scrims going so far? Like how's the vibe
Hmm.
around the team?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I would say we had a pretty good start. Like we're playing very aggressive because we have some players that I mean, I would say Alex. Like he came from a really aggressive team, so he has already like a very aggressive play style, and it's like very cutthroat.
Mm.
And of course, some bad habits here and there, but like we're playing extremely well together in the start. But of course, we have to find out like what suits the best, like five of us together, like what will be our team identity, whatever. But for sure, like pleasantly surprised with the start.
Mm. Um, so what would you say, like, what's your goal as a team? Let's talk about that first.
Hmm. I mean, it's hard to say like comparing team to team, but like there are of course some strong teams in the region. But for me and like for our team, I want to be kind of just focused like on how we get there, like the process instead. Like I want us to not be sad like if we don't reach certain I guess placement or whatever, as long as we tried our best, right? Like we should go really hard and take every practice day as good as we can. Of course, we can be disappointed if we don't reach like certain placements on like so I think just as long as we don't have any regrets, like I'm fine. It's like kind of my mentality like the last couple of years, I feel like it's very important to not be too focused like on results and like be results oriented, so that you rather like focus on like how you get there instead.
Mm. So how would you rate the Prime League in general?
Historically it's been like I guess a bit lower than the LFL and the LVP or the Superliga, so it's kind of like in between now. Like LFL is for sure the best. Pretty sure they have like the most super teams. They always done well in the EU Masters, so I would say it's like LFL, and then depending on like how the teams are in the Spanish league, like it's between the Prime League and the Spanish league, and then the I guess Polish league comes right behind.
You think so? I think it's a bit doomed for the Ultra Liga.
I mean, yeah, now I guess with the
is out as well.
Yeah, with the changes actually, I didn't think about that. Yeah, but they always had like at least one good team from Ultra Liga. But I don't know, now with Rogan that you mentioned it might
also
be.
LFL is like poaching all the Polish players away. So.
Yeah.
But actually, Misfits is gone, so Misfits was like a big driver of getting Polish people to
true.
And the NFL. So you would rate your other teams in the Prime League pretty high?
I mean, I haven't played anyone in practice yet. Like, you don't really know the true strengths of a team, because I mean, a lot of things can go wrong with like how you build a team. Like personalities can clash and like play styles, and it's some of those things are like very hard to solve in such a quick manner, right? So I don't know, like until I get to see some of the teams play or like play against them in scrims, for example, like it's extremely hard to rate, and yeah, it's almost impossible.
Is that a factor that you realize somewhere down the career, that it's like important how the personalities are?
Yeah, for sure. Like I've had experiences, and you hear a lot of stories, right? Like with how teams clash, like behind the scenes, you never really know, right? But you can kind of see, when there's like a super team, that they rarely work out, because there's a lot more to a team than the 5 players like individually. It's like they have to mesh well together. Like the coaching staff has to facilitate them in a good way, and a lot of things can go wrong. So there's a lot of things that need to click.
So we talk about the team goal. What is your personal goal? Okay, we kind of talk about already. You want to get back to LEC, but you also said you're not going to be like result oriented. So like, what is your personal goal for the season?
I mean, for sure, setting big expectations for myself is important, because I know what I'm capable of. So I don't know, for sure, being the best support in the league is something I can strive for, and look for. And of course, I will be working for it.
Do you have any last messages maybe to MOUZ fans?
Sure. I mean, I appreciate the nice messages we've had from the fans, first day of announcement. Like, a lot of people are excited, and so are we. So we hope you will be supporting us in this time, and hopefully we get some good results in this spring split.
You should have done the message in German.
I need to practice a bit. It's been a couple of years. The intro video was too much already.
All right, thanks for your time, and good luck for the season.
Thank you.